Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Emperor card. This is your card. So in some way, shape or form this week, not only do you show up as yourself, but you show up in a position of strength. This is because you are standing in your own power, but more importantly, it's because you're claiming yourself. The thing about the Emperor, it's kind of like, you know, when somebody discovers a new land and they put a flag like, you know, on the moon or you get my point, right? What this can represent is a moment of declaring something. So this could be a personal declaration or a personal claiming of self. For some of you, I actually feel like this represents either a sponsor or a benefactor of some sort that might show up for you. And for others, especially for those of you that are in the working world, this could be a time where you are connecting with somebody who has authority or at least has sway within your field of expertise, right? And this could be really great for you, especially because at the moment you have Jupiter moving through your sign, even though he is about to go retrograde. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the Tower card with the Emperor. So, I mean, literally, if you've been watching the news or you've heard anything about the here in the UK, and there's an uncanny thing that I've noticed about doing, you know, I've been doing these readings for 4+ years now at this point. And the uncanny thing that well, the weeklies, that is, the uncanny thing that I've noticed about this that I find really interesting is when I do the Aries reading, it tends to have overtones and themes for everybody. And it's the same with Gemini because Gemini rules the media. So it's really interesting how these speak to the world in some way. And this, literally the fall of an empire. If you've been watching what's been taking place here in the UK, and I talked about this in some of my previous videos, so it's really interesting to see it all sort of unfolding. Now, that being said, you have the Tower card in your actions and options, which means you are upset in the apple cart. There is something here where you are saying no more. This is where you're banging your hand on the table, where you're stomping your foot and saying, this is it. You know, this thing, this annoyance, this frustration will go no further. This also suggests that you are changing direction with something at potentially breakneck speed. This is something that you do very well because, you know, Aries is always chasing the next or the newest thing, which is, you know, fine, that impulsive energy, that projectile force that we all need at some point. However, the message that really comes through here with the Tower card is that this is you changing your direction in a speed or in a way that a lot of people might be a bit kind of like, okay, wait, what just happened? So keep that in mind. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Death card. So the Death card is number 13, 1 and 3 gives you 4. The Death card is also a card that it's kind of like a sibling card, and this is where I find this to be really interesting. The Emperor is number 4. The Death card is 13, 1 and 3 gives you 4. That's a double hit of 4 energy. First thing, this could be a week where some kind of insomnia shows up for you. So sleep might be a little bit elusive this week. When it comes to your the other part of this as well is both of these signs share a ruler, Mars. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio in the ancient world, and and obviously the ruler of Aries as well. So very, very interesting. Now, the Death card in your communications and conversations, this could literally spell the end of, for some of you, this could be the end of a deal. It could be some kind of sponsorship. So for some of you, I feel like this may be sponsorship that's coming in, But this might also be you refusing it. So for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be that maybe you don't get the choice that you want, and then the next one that does offer you a place, you're kind of like, no, I'm not going to go for that. It doesn't feel right. There's something here that has been a long time coming, that you've been shaping up in the works, that you are choosing consciously not to move ahead with. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could literally be the removal of a boss. The end, you know, maybe this person is retiring, possible. Because of the combination of cards, I do have to say, for all Aries in some way, shape or form, it is a potential that you'll hear of a death this week. I really hope that's not the case, but it is possible. And because you've got the Tower card and the Death card here, this could be like a prominent figure. It could be someone that's considered a father figure, and an uncle, you know, somebody that fulfills that kind of role. I really hope I'm wrong on this front. But it is possible. For those of you that are working or in the professionals field, I do wonder if this is a boss or you know, somebody that's higher up is either leaving. They're announcing that they're leaving, which may actually create an opportunity for you. It could also be that this person is dismissed in some way. It's very, like, this is a really volatile set of energies, I gotta be honest. And then for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or people that work for themselves, this, I honestly will say to you, it looks like you are working harder than you need to at this moment in time. Maybe that's because you're working to a deadline. Very possible. It does look like a lot of you are trying to finalize something. I think if you take a step back from it at the moment, you might end up being able to get more done later. If you try to push through this week, I think you're going to burn yourself out. And that whole thing with the insomnia, I wonder if this is more of a conscious thing where you're burning the candle at both ends. Be mindful, Aries. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, again, I feel like it could literally just be that, you know, you're hearing news of a passing of some kind. And I really hope I'm wrong. For your love and relations, beautiful. You've got the Two of Cups. I love this coupled with the Tower card, right? So this with the Death card, look, on the really harsh end of this, that could be the end of a relationship due to a bust up. Possible. Not for everybody. You'll know if I'm talking to you. However, this could also be the starting of a relationship that comes completely out of the blue, completely by surprise, in a way that just makes you kind of go, what just happened? Like, how is it possible? This could be somebody that divulges that they've had a crush on you for the longest time. It may be, you know, maybe you meet them at a time where you don't look your best or you're not feeling your best. It's like however they see you, they are in for it. And this for you could be like a really big surprise. I mean, most Aries are like, well, I mean, hello, look at, are you looking at me? Do you know what I mean? Like, hello, what's not to love? And I totally get that. I love that confidence. It's just so awesome. But you could be like it might be the kind of partnership or connection that potentially just smacks you between the eyes and has you like, what the hell? Like, how did this happen? For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, something about the commitment or the relationship does need to be looked at this week, and it might be some hard conversations. It doesn't have to be the end of a relationship. Another way that this could show up is you say something to a partner that really kind of, you know, they're like, wait, what? Where did that come from? You know, there's just something really shocking in love that's taking place for you guys this week. For your money materials, you've got the Knight of Swords. This is not a week for impulsive spending. If you come back and say to your significant other, I bought a car from the scrap heap this week, it's not going to go over as well as you playing it out in your mind. This is not a week to be frivolous with your money. If you are waiting on applications for money, finances, and resources, it may not be the news that you want, or it may be the news that you want, but then when you look at the fine print, the interest is astronomical. This is a week, if you are taking out any loans or anything like that, this is a week to be absolutely sure about reading that fine print. All right, because there might be something that you miss in your haste. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, please watch out for your upper extremities, your hands, your fingers, this sort of whole general area. Especially for those of you that work with hands, you know, that are very hands-on, like just be really, really careful with yourself this week, especially because you've got the Tower card in the actions and options. And then when it comes to your home and environment, look, I gotta be honest, there is some unsettling news coming in from somewhere, and there are very fast changes that are coming in for you this week. Some of them I actually think you will be leading, and some of them I think you'll just be along for the ride. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.